I hope everybody is doing well. I hope today has brought about some revelations for you that will make your week beautiful. My name is Jamaal Jackson Rogers, also known as Just Jamaal the Poet, and it's an honor to spend time engaging with you today in today's forum. Congratulations, the 6th biannual forum for OLIP is here, and what wonderful conversations are being had. I mean, these are the conversations that so many of us are looking to be involved in. And just knowing that there are forums like this that exist where we can be heard, but also our ideas, our visions for the future of Ottawa are being expressed specifically within the context of immigration. So thank you very much. My father was an immigrant to this country, and he went through a long journey of finding himself and creating an identity for him. And so thank you to OLIP for being here now in this present day, helping immigrants to find their way through the journeys that so many of us have been through. My first poem is titled Medicine, and it goes like this. She said, "Our diversity is our medicine." She said, "Our diversity is our medicine, gathering all the beauty in the world in one unifying sentence." And how could I challenge her? When I have sampled a taste of utopian togetherness, trading in a lens of ignorance for a culture of multiple expressions, narratives, and languages when I was younger. I never spoke about how intense I studied the human condition. My earliest memories begin with my father's Guyanese shoulders embracing my mother in moonlight shuffle, as if they had memorized a legendary routine from a champion figure skating couple. When he would halt his waltz, kneel to the ground, and tuck us under blankets that warmed our bodies from the cold floor, hoping to make sense of complex emotions shown by world travelers and globe trotters that would eventually settle on Canadian soil. Watching moments of contemplation flash like brainstorms only to transform into revolutionary actions, actions that would ultimately alter my understanding of what it feels to know when one is home. Those were the days when we first arrived to Ottawa, shelters becoming natural habitats, until this glowing city of growing capital helped us back on our feet. In these days of decades past, I would meet faces attached to stories that carried history from all across Earth's marvelous landscapes. It was on Elmira Drive and Irish Street where I crossed cultures from everywhere. I found lodging in the communities that shared the same longing as me, spoken in a language of triumph and resilience, witnessed in the silent pride of a Cambodian man's smile, who hides the pain of all that he and his wife left behind to find new hope in a country that promises a better life. He shows no teeth, but his grin is chin high and his eyes beam with glory, as if the future told him that eventually it would all be worth the journey. A language that reflects the ancient family lineage recited from a Somali mother's call for her children, playing chase in the twilight of August Eve, as if tribe and sibling had the same meaning. She sings out names from the corner of her mouth like I've never heard before: Samatar, Abdifatah, Muhammad, Nasra, and all at once I can taste the camel milk flow from the Horn of Africa, sweeping peninsulas to exotic islands in the Caribbean, where Haitian diasporic doorsteps play zouk and compa, and elders' hands fry fish and chicken drumsticks, sizzling stoves blowing smoke through windows that would eventually invite the auditory senses into a euphoria of nostalgia and hospitality when the Creole escapes their throats. You can hear the resistance still chanting freedom songs from the motherland, mixed with the chance to start a new renaissance on the frontiers of a liberated land. It didn't take much for us to celebrate the everyday. And when special occasions came, ceremonies to honor joyous commemorations, we danced the Lebanese dabka as if it was taught to us through breath and lung rituals that matched the rhythm of the sacred lute and tabla, or at least watched in awe as men with the frames the size of goalposts dip low, then leap beyond whatever struggles their fellow countrymen face back home. All that I was searching for, from subtle sunrise, midday sunshine, and moving well beyond shimmering sunset, could be captured in these intense interactions of harmonious rapture, a place where my heart could be embedded in the art of solidarity, and my understanding of our collective Canadian identity unraveled in that single moment of affinity when she said to me, "Our diversity is our medicine." I will never know what memories she carried beneath her skin that would lead her to share such welcoming empathy, an Indigenous woman who spoke truth beyond her own history of genocide that has robbed her of her rightful claim to reconcile home. Maybe it was her native traditions that reminded her that we are one once we defeat the walls of ignorance and isolation, but in one unifying sentence, with wisdom beyond my experience, she showed me that if we ever want to know how deep our beauty and empathy resides, we shall see it in the hope, the healing, the stories, the smile in a newcomer's eyes. Thank you. So that poem is titled Medicine, and it's based off a moment I had, a conversation I had with an Indigenous elder who gave what I feel me the answer to some of our equity circumstances that we're facing today. And that is understanding that the medicine that we need forward to use to move forward is understanding that the diversity that we have here in Canada is a medicine. It's our medicine. My final poem is titled Brighter Days, and I will jump right into it. It's an ode to those who have been through the last 2 years and most likely have had challenges that were more difficult than others. And, you know, it's an ode to the immigrant community too, because oftentimes immigrant communities have challenges that residents and citizens of a space or a state don't face. And so given that we had to experience a pandemic, I thought I'd craft a poem that welcomes you to brighter days. And thank goodness for a beautiful sunny day today. Grand rising, peace and prosperity, health and good energy as you make your way through your day, shaking those blues away, dancing into sunrise, tempting the summer to sing your favorite going away song before life was lived with COVID, like the sun was your long lost cousin and you instantly clicked the moment you met, like the future was a beach that you could transport yourself to when plans went left, like brighter days was in a fight with gloomy skies, and in each round, brighter days put on a masterclass on spontaneous creativity and performed a flawless victory smile, like the secret to happiness was served in a single cup of cozy cuddles, tastes like sweet tea and goes down like high hopes shimmer, like an evening sun that warms the old temples of your gray castle, wrestling with the past but facing the music of the present glimmer, like clear skies that run on forever, like glowworms having fun above indigo water, like going for a dip in a heated countryside pool or river. For if life is a stage, then we are all surely players. So part the clouds from last year's horribly made lemonade days. Embrace an adventure with the confidence that the sun will still shine. Inhale the outdoors, complete with your favorite flavor of green space and bikeways. Exhale hate, for who needs it when love sits on the horizon of the good days and years to come. Share your chocolate chip banana split, your patio bench at the lakeside family cottage, a portrait of flowers colored by your bare hands. Lighten the mood with an afternoon under a giant tree that travels up into blue skies. Stay there for a while until the stars no longer hide but burn bright like campfire embers. Say yes to the effect that freedom has, like when you smell the pastry that is baking in the kitchen of your heart's desire and you taste it. Yes to equality, yes to all, and yes to y'all. Yes to a future where birds chirp atop rainbows that reflect like crystal glass. Yes to making peace with the past, where you can look back and laugh and say without doubt, I survived that. Yes to someday, somehow, somewhere, tomorrow. Yes to accept another morning. Yes to hangouts, whether virtual or in person. Yes to preserving the bittersweet memories of long hugs in last day of school hallways, of sad tears that shed the night before you move away from the only place you ever wanted to call home, of waving farewell to your best friend as they board a plane that foreshadows the depth of your loneliness, and your other best friend notices your distance and asks if you're okay, and you say, I'll be okay, because for now, there will be no more blowing out the cake. Okays, oh, no more okays to coming home from a trip and staying in quarantine for 14 days. Okay, because white roses have yet to be thrown out the window of our dreams. Okay, because letting go is a great way to embrace the chapter in this novel called life. Okay, because sweet goodbyes will always be romantic no matter the circumstances. Leaving will always bring up attachment feelings, and melancholy in a time when handshakes are avoided and even are forbidden is normal when the train of our brains are in a constant state of unknowing. We may never go back to normal. Gone forever seems like a line from a magical story and more similar to our reality. And joy only calls after we've spent days smiling through the tears. It is at that very moment of forgotten closeness when we realize that all things must change. Change because curiosity is the excitement that trails closely to new beginnings. Change because fresh starts are like newborn babies. Everyone is always excited to meet them. Change because clean slates make space for new tastes, like the turn of a century when a state is no longer under the tyranny of a ruler who dictates. Like instead of eating cake for your birthday, you make an extra big burger and bite the biggest piece your mouth can take. Change, like myriads of possibilities and infinite opportunities, are made for your sake, like surprising your creative side with a brilliant new project, like the bravery of finally believing in your individuality, like the spark of a new idea that inspires the story of a best-selling graphic novel or world-famous anime. Change, like uprooting the lives that bind you to your demise and turning the page by standing in your truth that you will not simply survive, my people, but you will thrive. Change as new experiences present themselves. Challenge us to update our definition of what it means to be afraid and rise into our power as adaptable, resilient, and resourceful human beings, ready to harness the energy of a new day. Thank you, everybody at the forum involved. I hope you have a beautiful day, a beautiful week. Stay close, stay connected. One love. Have a great afternoon.